SPconvo. SPconvo. Let's get it. Breaking news, breaking news. Supreme Court goes against Donald Trump. Birthright citizenship remains. It remains. It remains. It remains. I don't have no audio for this. So we're just going to jump right into it. Bear with me. All right. Read it. It says, the Supreme Court ruled that all children born in the United States are citizens, upholding what has been one of the country's bedrock principles for more than 125 years and handing President Donald Trump a loss on one of his top priorities. Right. So, they wasn't going to give it to Donald Trump because they didn't want Donald Trump to feel like he's the man, like he just come into the country, he could just come into the presidency and be a dictator. So that's all that's about. And America always been a country to let people know nobody could just come in here and run it their own way. That's all I was proving. I wasn't proving nothing else but that. That no one man could come and change the rules to the country. That's all I was saying. So what does that mean for the future of America? Same. Most people gonna come to the country have no respect for the citizens. They feel like they don't have to. They're gonna come here and get on benefits. The same scenario. Nothing changed. Cause I'm gonna be honest, not everybody that come to America are hardworking people. Cause that's just a humanity thing, man. You got lazy people all over the world, scammers, criminals, nonsense thinkers, racist spirited. That's all over the globe. Unfortunately, America is the dumping ground for that mentality. Because majority of people just want to come to America and stay with their own kind. The same people that cause harm to them back home in their own country, they all come to this country and miraculously link up with each other until they can't deal with it no more. And then they cause problems. And America have to figure out where's this thing's coming from because that's not American culture. So it's the same thing. And majority of it is just to have people come here just to keep the population strong, to have people keep the benefits moving and services going so America can make money in the long run. But Trump really tried to, stand up against it. But the way he did it was as if he had power over the law. And that's why they turned it down. That's why they turned it down. And that's my take on it. You know, Clarence Thomas, to my understanding, they said they voted 6-3 Tuesday in the last day of the term, which has seen a 6-3 conservative majority further cement its power in ways that benefited Trump and Republicans. But conservative Justice Samuel ripped into his colleagues for rejecting President Donald Trump's effort to end birthright citizenship, writing in a biting dissent that they made a serious mistake. This is one of the most important decisions in the history of the court, And in my judgment, the court has made a serious mistake, he wrote in his opinion, which was not joined by any other justices. So let me just put that up there so you can see I'm not just reading it on my own. It's actually a comment. Right? So you see right here, Samuel, right? So he said he went on to say that the court majority ruling preserves a powerful incentive to enter or remain in this country illegally. In the Fourth Amendment, the 14th Amendment required these results. The country will have to live with them or amend the Constitution. But the 14th Amendment does not include the rule the court now imposes on the country. Alito wrote, in my judgment, the court has made a mistake that will seriously affect the country's future. Of course. Of course. Of course. It says right here. Nah, that they gave Donald Trump a win on transgender and took the cap off how much money they could spend for political parties. So the Republicans gonna try this again in the future because they can spend any dollar amount they want to push back. So it might be a laugh now for the people that got the win, but cry later. I'm trying to get into right here. Here we go. This is what I want to read. So the 91-page dissent, Clarence Thomas says, quote, devalues citizenship. The court devalues citizenship. So it says, Justice Clarence Thomas blasted the court for knocking down President Donald Trump's effort to end birthright citizenship, saying his colleague's decision devalues citizenship as it was understood by the framers of the 14th Amendment. I am not sure that today's opinion will stand the test of time, he wrote. Yeah, they let them get their money up. The Republicans got their money up, so they're going to come back and stop it. They're going to end birthright citizenship in the future. They're going to end it. The citizenship clause added greatly to the dignity and glory of American citizenship. Today's opinion devalues that citizenship. I respectfully dissent, he wrote. Thomas, whose dissent was joined by fellow conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch, said the majority had repurposed the 14th Amendment to protect its own set of preferred rights and that its decision could not be squared with the text of the amendment. Yeah, so Clarence Thomas already knew. And then it says, Speaker Mike Johnson said he's very disappointed in Birthright opinion and as it's read to him live. So he was there when he heard it, the live result. See? So you have a lot of people that's tired now. They don't want to deal with it. There's too much going on. But this is America, man. The country that accepts everybody and everybody. And everybody get to come to America and say, oh, they so innocent. They want this, they want that. They're hard workers. And a good percentage of people come to America just to eat off the backs of the black Americans and the white Americans that built this country up and made it a first world country before immigrants was allowed to come to the country. And that's the honest truth. Like I always say, my grandma told me, you have to respect the American citizens because this is their land, this is their country. And if it wasn't for them, the black ones fighting against the establishment and the government and going through all the rigmarole scenarios and hurdles and boundaries and just pushback of the country, no other person would be allowed, especially those with a skin color, would be allowed to come to the United States. Because the United States American government at that time only wanted white people to come to the country. And even those white people were selected by who had the posh lifestyle, who had some type of, name back home in Europe before they was allowed to come to America. But for the blacks fought for everybody with color because they under the impression that everybody's going through the same thing around the globe because of the skin color. Well, what a major mistake the American blacks did. because now the people that comes to the country don't have no regard, no respect for what took place 30, 40, 60, 100 years before them. That's how people stay. That's how some humans are. So that's it. Birthright citizenship still intact. And let's see what that means. Let's see what that brings. To me, it just means the same thing. People are going to continue to do what they want to do until the country get tired, until everybody in government get an understanding of this is not so. But like I said, after reading what I just wrote, after reading what I just read, they allowed the Watergate cap era to be over. So that means the Republicans can spend as much money as they want. And, money means power. Power means influence. So laugh now, cry later. I think birthright citizenship in the next election is going to be pushed again. But all this is still an agenda. Somehow, some shape, some form, some fashion, corporations want immigrants to come here to pay them cheap labor so they can make a profit. But we get into that in my next video. But everybody have the right to live.